Hi, this is James One. It's James, a wine guy, here to talk about Zinfandel. It's a Zinfandel Part 1 light version. Now, the difference is I have a full version, which is about 9 minutes. So the idea is to get into a smaller video format. And a good friend of mine said, I had to skip through some of your video because I just didn't have a lot of time to go through it. Point taken, I understand. Just like the apps world, there's a light version, there's a full version. Here we go. So Zinfandel. Zinfandel has its great provenance in California, in terms of at least its long growing heritage since about the gold rush in the 1849-1850 time frame. But really, when you think about it, the story, it has a much larger format. That is, the grape comes from Croatia, making its way to California via Long Island. Now, the varietal in Croatia is called Cyrillianic Kastelanski, and that wine grape varietal has a story into itself. So the DNA lineage, in 1993, Dr. Carol Meredith fingerprints the DNA of Primitivo and Zinfandel and says they're the same grape. The only distinction is that they are clonal differences, clonal signatures. So it would be like calling each Pinot Noir a different varietal versus what we call it today. So at some point in the future, I'm sure that'll be clarified, or at least maybe there'll be dual markings, but that's still to be decided by the U.S. regulator, TTB. Now, Zinfandel has its prominence in California. It's grown in every region in California. You have everything growing. First of all, great examples here. Turley, awesome bottle, the Bordeaux style bottle. This is my set of V Situi. This is Hell Mountain, so high elevation. You have some wine grapes here. This is Crow Ridge, that's Russian River Valley. And you also have Napa Valley Floor. Both of these are old vines, so probably 75 to 125 years depending on the bottle. And that's a great story because what that really is telling you is it survived Prohibition. Prohibition is terribly destructive to the wine industry. And when you think of all these old vines that exist, how did they exist? And therein lies a lot of stories that they exist not just through sacramental or familial allocations, but they exist in other ways. That's a great story of Prohibition, that it didn't work. Basically, Zinfandel is a really beautiful wine to have with so many different styles of food. So many different styles of Zinfandel, coming from high elevation, as I just shown you, to low elevation, cool to warm growing climates. It's grown in many U.S. states. It's also grown abroad, definitely in its home path of Croatia and Italy, and grown in South Africa and Australia. So fantastic varietal to pair with so many different things. I have it with fish, whitefish. Goes extremely well. Its acid base is really nice. It's high alcohol, really is in check, and it's a varietal that can handle its alcohol. A lot of varietals cannot. It's overtaken easily, and you're tasting alcohol and heat versus the actual varietal itself. So it really has that heritage and balance of dealing with its varietals. Now, just quickly point out, this wine is a Plavatsmali. Plavatsmali in 2000 was thought of, or at least for a long period of time, was thought of being Zinfandel in 2000. It was discovered that it was not. It's part Dobricic and Cyrillianic Kastelanski, which is Zinfandel. But it has a bit of Zinfandel in it, but it has a different DNA signature. So that was a quick light version of Zinfandel Part 1. And going to his tasting, which is Zinfandel Advocates and Producers. It's every January. It's a fantastic way to discover Zinfandel. For more reviews, please go to jamesthewineguide.com. Please subscribe to my videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Vimeo, and Google+. Salud.